All right. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem Makakadash. Honors to those I've learned from. Of course, those men that's constantly pushing out this word on the internet, keeping the sheep fed. Double honors to their teachers, the apostles of all Israel, and shalom to those of Yasharallah seeking the truth, seeking righteousness, and hoping for edification. All right. It's real quick as usual, as always. Just pretty much whenever you jump on here and start talking, this thing could really, you can just get lost for time because there's just so much going on right now and so much you can really just sit here and just decipher and push out. I mean, this thing's wrapping up quicker than, people's heads are spinning. I mean, for me personally, it seems like time is moving extremely fast. And this thing is wrapping up. This guy ain't got much longer, but for some reason, he's trying to hang around. But what y'all don't know is that he got to do it. That's why, I look at that dude. Every time I see that dude, what his name, Schwab from the WF, you look in his eye, you can see he'll do it. He'll do it. That's why every time they start talking more and more about him, I know that he's out there pushing. He's trying to make this thing happen. He's that dog. He was that dog put there to make sure that he'll pull the trigger. He'll do it. So we need this thing done. He ain't got no choice, but he got to do it. He got to push out this next lockdown. He has to control the narrative. He has to do all this. Is something that he has to do because his time is short, and that is as prevalent and as evident and as in your face as anything else. All right, I'm going to start with this corruptible must put on incorruption. So we're going to start at 1 Corinthians 15, 53 through 55. Then we're going to go back up to verse 1. Then we're going to go back up to 51, but we're going to start 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. There we go. Right there, right in front of your face. Now, the problem here is that people just don't really believe this Bible. They just don't. They read it, and for some reason, they think they're reading a Harry Potter novel or something from Barnes and Nobles, but they don't read it like this is actually things that have happened and are going to happen. That's what makes this Bible so special. It's going to happen. This is going to happen. And I guess you just put a certain amount of faith in certain people. Some people, all they got is faith, because they've been so... This Babylon believer was serious post-traumatic stress, or watching and just being a witness to some of the most horrible acts. Just the thoughts that even, because that such horrible things are happening on this earth, the thoughts that are sent to your mind, the things that you see on TV. I mean, just think about it. You're watching a Hollywood movie and all this gore and all this debaucheries occurring. This stuff is being simulated. It's actually, these people are pretending and actually going through the motions in order to act out and make you believe it. So even if it hasn't happened, they're actually simulating this stuff. And it's just really disgusting what's going on in this place. And I know that's why I've refrained from Hollywood movies. I found this new station on YouTube called Movie Recaps, which in 10 to 15 minutes usually, gives you a recap on a lot of the movies that's been out in the past 10 years. Because it's pretty much in the past 10 years I had to step back, because you try to watch a movie, you think you're watching a movie on action, gardening, a hero, and it turns out to be introduction to gay porn or something, or it's some nasty stuff that they're trying to program into your mind. So you really got to just I had to step back from this dude Esau and all of his devices. He's really just he's crossed the line a long time ago. We'll just say that. So what I was headed with that is just saying this corruptible must put on incorruptible. This is the Bible speaking. This corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Somebody down here in this corrupt, was talking about this flesh, is going to be made immortal. I mean, do you believe the Bible or not? People down here, someone down here is going to be made immortal, okay? They're going to receive an incorruptible body, and they're going to be made immortal. Now, if you don't believe it, by listening to people like Dave Hodges, he talks about his friend that was in the Department of Homeland Security and the initiation processes they go through and the workshops they learn, that they believe that they're going to become gods. So the Department of Homeland Security, they believe it. They believe parts of the Bible. They believe it might not be the Bible, but they believe they're going to be made gods. They believe they're going to be made incorruptible. But these Christians, I don't know what they believe. They believe in singing and dancing and just doing whatever weird other activities they're doing during the day. But like we said in 1 Corinthians 53, this corruptible, which is talking about this body, and this is something that Esau has been chasing for a long time. Look at his movies. He is chasing this immortality. Look at Elon Musk. What does he want to do? Put a brain chip in you. They want to pretty much change their consciousness into like a AI regeneration body. Yeah, let's just take a look at some of the movies he's been putting out, because he believes this. Get Out, the movie Get Out. What were they doing? They were taking ignorant black men caught up in a thirst trap, bringing them to the spot in the woods, doing an auction on them, and pretty much doing a surgery on them after the highest bidder paid the most money, and they were removing the consciousness of the black person, so-called black person, pretty much the Israelite man, because no one's black. They're removing his consciousness and putting the consciousness of an Edomite inside of him. And this dude, he knows he's through. So what he's trying to do, he's trying to join himself onto the Israelite man and think he's going to just trick the Lord. The Lord's not going to know. The Lord's just going to pop up from wherever he's been, and just because somehow the Edomite jumped in the body of a Israelite, now he's all good. And then let's just take a look at what's a recent one. 2023, they cloned Tyrone. Well, I haven't watched the movie, but I watched a breakdown of the movie, and pretty much they were just like they said, the word Tyrone is also named after some enzyme tyronase, which is the main enzyme in melanin that they've been trying to clone. And that's why his name was Tyrone. It was tyronase is the name of an enzyme in melanin that they tried to clone. One of the first since the 80s, probably before then. Esau's been trying to clone that Tyrone. I mean, it's just, according to the breakdown, I didn't find that. This breakdown, I believe, Enter the Stars, he did a breakdown on it. And it was a heavy just feeling just listening to it. It's just, this movie is just something, this movie was just, it almost makes your stomach want to turn just watching the breakdown. It's just too much going on down here. This place is on fire. But this guy, Esau, he's after an incorruptible body. And that is what you as an Israelite should be seeking after also, that incorruptible body. But he's trying to get it from the shade tree mechanic. He trying to get it on on the left hand side. It ain't working. Nothing. You can't even get a TV remote to work right down here. Much less he think he gonna just pop up and just make an incorruptible body. It's not gonna happen. Okay. So let's keep going. This incorruptible must put on. This is a must. It's not a must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. And of course, we know the immortality ways are our spirit is immortal. Let's look at 1 Corinthians 8 and 11. 1 Corinthians 8 and 11. Where would that be? Do we have that? Okay. Where pretty much it says to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. I think that's 2 Corinthians 8 and 11. Let's change that in the notes. 2 Corinthians 8 and 11. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the body and to be present from the Lord. Now, let's just think of the body. Let's just think of a computer. We have a computer. We have the hard shell of the computer. And in that computer is a memory card. In order to get that computer to work and to get that computer to have some kind of function and have programs on it, you got to plug it in, right? So we can think of the human body as that hard shell, the mind, which in the Hebrew word is lab, as the memory card, and the plug into the wall. The plug, that power is coming from the Most High, the Spirit. That's what makes everything together. Then as this computer, you use it over the course of 5 years, it gains, let's just say, it gains experience, it gains life experience. And then as you remove that, the body goes back to the grave, but the spirit goes to the Most High. He owns the spirit. He is to be absent. Let's go again. 2 Corinthians 8 and 11. We are confident, I say, and willing rather to be absent from the bodies, to be present with the Lord. Wherefore we labor that, whether present or absent, we may be accepted of him. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he hath done, whether it be good or bad. So, this is what the Bible's saying. Do you want to believe it? The problem is these people don't believe. Look at it. In Sodom and Gomorrah, it says that Lot was visited by angels, physically visited by angels. And not only did he see them, but the people in the city saw him, and they saw that the beauty of him. They wanted to molest the angels. So it's not like Lot was dreaming or it was some kind of a vision. This actually happened. The angels came down. So it will show you there in the Bible that they are things called angels that can take on human form and can come to earth. Okay. And can visit you, talk to you, and can be seen by the people around you and not just you. So it's right there in the Bible. Do these people believe the Bible or not? It's saying right there that there's things called angels that visit the earth that you can see, and they visit the earth. So, but what Esau wanted, he want to call them, he muddies the water. He calls them green men. He says they're like E.T. They're, they're in some kind of foreign galaxy. We're traveling through space 60,000 miles an hour. Within the galaxy, the Earth is moving 3,000 miles an hour on a 24.1 tilt, 24.1 angle, if you take the highest angle, you can go until you reach up, which is 90, and subtract it from 24.1, you'll get 666. So you're like, this guy's lying. When you really research and look into the things that he's been teaching you and telling you, you see that it's literally impossible what the garbage that he's been pushing out. So plain and simple, right there is showing you these things, but these people don't believe the Bible. They don't want to believe it because they're raised up in Christianity. So that's why I said you must become like a new man in order to take on this new and to believe the new song. Okay, so this corruptible must put on incorruptible. So we know the Most High, for, he created Adam and Eve and all this stuff. Let's just take a look back when this whole thing started to get corrupt. Let's just start at Genesis 2:17. But of the tree of knowledge and of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it, for in the day that thou eatest thereof thou shalt surely die. And that was just, right there. And they ate of it, and we didn't die immediately, but the process began. Okay? Let's go back to Genesis 6:3. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. So they're showing that we used to live much longer than 120 years. But once he set out that decree, when he says something, it's going to happen. Our years were shortened drastically down to 120 years, because we look back at, the first generations. Adam was the first, Abel and Cain the second. What they say, Noah was the eighth from Adam. Those guys were living up into 900 years old. I believe Noah lived to about 500 years. And after that, things just got bad after the flood. We just were here and gone. So that shows the corruption. Let's go to Genesis 6:12. Yeah. And God looked upon the earth, and behold, it was corrupt, for all flesh had corrupted his way upon the earth. So we see this corrupt thing is something that's seen in a bad light in the eyes of the Most High. And that is the sin and the stain that we live under now. We're in corrupted flesh. We are immortal spirits, but we need that incorruptible body. Okay? And your boy Elon Musk is trying to get it down here. He ain't going to get it. The Most High told you through his son, which is Yahweh Shai. He comes, he saves. That is his purpose. It means he saves. He's going to come to save a certain people, and they're going to get that incorruptible body. The nations, they will not have a part in the blessing of the Israelites, the sons of God, the elect. All of Israel is going to receive that blessing. Incorruptible bodies. All right? And we've seen, like I showed you through his movies, he's been seeking out ways that he can, merge and marry his way with the chosen seed, which is Israel, and take part in our blessing. That's not going to happen. This dude squandered his blessing. I mean, this thing is right. I mean, this place, everything down here is toxic. And if you want to eat something, you go to the store, you have to read the label, and you just look at the label and just wonder what's going on down here. Why does everything have so many additives? Why does just some bread have over 20 ingredients? This place is corrupted. This guy is destroying the earth. Where they have orcas attacking the yachts, attacking the ships. And the animals are attacking. There we go, 144. Kahala Yabashim Shai. 11:44. Animals are attacking the ships. They're attacking people on land. It's not safe on any lake. So at the end of every many weekends, you start to see what's happening. Mothers are hitting, running over their children and in their boats and killing them. People are falling off the boat and dying. It's just everything's going wrong here. The Maui fires. If a fire break out, you got to be worried because who knows? I mean, these things are getting crazy. The fires are so out of control, crazy. You're like, a whole town seemed like it was gone. What else? Storm coming up through Florida. They said the biggest one in a century. You got to leave town. In this day and time, you cannot afford to be around any disaster. If a disaster's coming, you got to leave town. You really just got to get away from it. And what's Esau doing? Look at this one right here. This chick right here, she was an ex-beauty queen. How that happened, I guess that was years ago. Married to an ex-college football star. If you've seen their home, big home, 3-car garage. They had a plane that they used to flew to Bahamas. But that's not good enough for these people. These people squandered off their entire heritage. It's not good enough for her. She could fly to Bahamas when she wanted to. Her husband put her up in a nice home. But she wants to go to Bahamas and get caught up in the BBC. He got her. BBC, the black man got her up in the corner. Bend her up like a pretzel. So now she want to murder her husband. And she's caught red-handed, but look what happened. Her family is saying she's crazy. Lindsay Shiver's family believe her mental health was spiraling out of control and she should be institutionalized in months before she hatched murder for hire plot to kill husband, police tapes reveal. These people will never take accountability for their actions, and Esau's going to say it's crazy. Because this literally is crazy. They can't define what a woman is. Anything can get married down here. I mean, it's basic. It's right there. The Bible lays it out for you. Science shows it to you what a woman is. But these people still are having problems doing basic things like defining what a woman is. And then when it comes to the nitty gritty, when judgment time comes, you're going to say he's crazy. And you're going to be the idiot that sat there, rolled up your sleeve, and let him shoot a experimental vaccine up in you. So that's what's going on down here. It's wrapping up quick. It's a problem. There's no way around this. Look at this. Look at this. She's married, has a husband, but she over here got twin brothers and just dropping it low for him. Look at the dumb husband. This is what they've broken the man down to in America. He's over here looking stupid with his wife. She's over here screwing the middle schoolers on her block. Twin brothers. I mean, this place is silly. It really is silly. It's done. It's wrapping up quick. We got these last few prophecies, the implementation of the MOTB, World War III. Ain't no getting around those. And in a moment, this could pop off of that. So, with that, I'm going ahead and wrap it up. This Incorruptible must put on Incorruption, and that will be the gift given into the nation of Yasharallah after they've received a rough time in Babylon Babylon the Great. Just as stated a little bit, we've gone through a very rough time here. So, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash. Honors that I've learned from. Double honors to their teachers, the apostles of all of Israel. And shalom to those of Yasharallah seeking the truth, seeking righteousness, and hoping for edification. Shalom.